Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video, you guys. We're jumping in. We're talking about Whole30 and being over 40, dealing with, for me, perimenopause symptoms, different things like that, and trying to manage the incessant weight gain, right? So thank you so much for joining me. I'm glad that you're here. Um, I started Whole30. Today is day number 2. So what was no, today is today is day number 2. So Saturday was day 0. Saturday was day 0 for me. So for those of you who are joining me, hey y'all, my name's Shakema. I'm a single mom. I have 4 children. She'll be 35 tomorrow. Hey ma'am. I have a 35-year-old. She'll be 35 tomorrow. I have a 28-year-old. I have a 21-year-old, and I have a 15-year-old. So here I am in my late 40s, and I found myself in a situation about 2 years ago. The latter part of 2023, I could not for the life of me seem to lose weight. I'd been doing keto and I'd been doing, hey ma'am, good to see you. I've been doing keto and I had been doing Weight Watchers, you name it, I've done it as far as trying to lose weight and to be getting healthy in my body. But what I noticed is I started doing a round of 75 hard, and my body just ballooned. And when I was talking to my doctor, she said because I was working out so hard, I pushed my body into perimenopause, and it had the opposite effect. I wasn't losing the weight, I was holding on. So October 2023, I was 231 pounds. Now, my highest weight has been 250 pounds. Now, before I jump into anything that I'm talking about tonight, please, please, please understand, I am not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you any type of, I'm not giving you any health advice. I'm just telling you my story. Does that make sense? I hope it does make sense. Okay, very good. So I was at 250 pounds at my highest weight. That was 15 years ago when I had my son. I had my son at 250 pounds. Had the baby, immediately lost 12 pounds. I was at 238 pounds. I stayed at that weight for a very long time, did everything that I could think of to lose weight, to no avail. And then I started doing a ketogenic lifestyle, and I lost quite a bit of weight. Never was able to get into the 200s, back into the 100 wonderland. I was always in the 200s, but I was lower. I'd been 250. I'd gotten myself down to about 218, 208. And then October of 23, I was back to 231. And I went to the doctor and I said, listen, I need help because I don't know what's happening with my body. I can't manage it. And we all know the symptoms of perimenopause. I mean, I've had 13 hot flashes today, 13 of them. And they start here and they just work their way up. And I'm just sweating and it's cold. And I'm hot and I'm sweating, I'm hot, and then I'm cold and I need the heater on. So I have a heater that sits by my feet. And then you just eat. And I had surgery several years ago, so I have a partial hysterectomy. I do not have all of the inner workings. I still have my tubes, so I don't need hormone replacement therapy, and my doctor would not approve that. So I ended up going to my regular doctor, and then she referred me to a specialist, and that specialist works with bariatric patients. Now, when I started seeing her, she was not in the bariatric patient office. I just started seeing her as a regular doctor on my doctor. As we journeyed together, she started working with bariatric patients. Now, I have not had any surgery. I have not had any of that type of thing going on. I don't believe in it. I believe hard work, No, ma'am. I don't know who any of those people are. Well, no, I see Johnson's niece, Joy Mother. No, I don't know any of those people. But anyway, so when I started seeing this specialist, what she told me is we were going to work on, she believes in subtle changes, diet, exercise, and all those types of things. So working with her, I went from 231 down to 161. Now at 161, and that was over a year and some change, just working on subtle things. Um, at 161, I was too thin. My daughter saw me. I went to California last year for her wedding, and she was so shocked and surprised. She was like, "Oh my God, Mom, are you okay?" I'm fine, but I was very, very thin for my body frame. I'm 5'5" 3/4", so 5'6", and I was 161 pounds, very thin. No, ma'am, none of those people. I'm not related to any of those people. I don't know any of those people. But anyway, so at 161 pounds, I knew that I was too thin. I knew that I needed to do something for my body to be healthy at my height at a good weight. So I got a body composition scale. That's one thing that I got, body composition scale. Now, my body composition scale tells me a lot of things. So anyway, before I jump into the scale, let me tell you this. So I started doing Whole30. I've done Whole30 before. Whole30 is it's a way of eating that's just whole ingredients, nothing processed, um, nothing processed. Mm, Nothing processed. It has to be grown in the ground, or fish, chicken, beef, any of those types of things. No monosodium glutamate, no gluten, just everything fresh, whole, not vegan, because I can still have meat, but no processed anything. It's kind of an elimination diet. No dairy. So I haven't had dairy in days. No dairy, even in my coffee. No sugar. So it's an elimination diet to kind of eliminate everything out of my diet to see what might be causing inflammation, right? Because some foods cause inflammation. So I've done this before, and now I'm back to it again. I've done keto, which is the high fat, low carb. I've done all of that. I've done high protein, low carb, and none of that has seemed to work for me in the recent past. It worked way back, way before I was like at 40 plus. But now in my 40s, the hardest thing for me to do is to lose and maintain weight. So a couple of things. Saturday, which was 21, I believe, I got on the scale and my weight was 188. I think that dairy definitely for me may not be my friend. I know all of my children are lactose intolerant, and my father had digestive issues, which we know nothing about his family. We have no family history for my grandfather at all. So I do think that cutting dairy for me is going to help me, if that makes any sense. I can't, it is the culprit, but at cutting it is going to help me. I think it's going to help me. So let me see what I was trying to say. Because, yeah, so no dairy, no gluten, no legumes, no, I can't have peanut butter. I'm not having, I don't want to say I can't have. I'm restricting what I'm putting in my mouth just to see something I have been consuming in my normal is helping is me. The only problem that I have when I am trying to do these videos is I just people who be bothering me. Um, thank you so much. Oh goodness, the Instagram feed. Lord have mercy. Oy. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm managing 3 different platforms, and I just lost one of them because I had a spam who was acting crazy, and we we must just go away now. We don't want any of that. Okay, very good. Oh, and now, no, no, no. Sorry, now I have feedback because spam people. Um, so I'm still doing eggs, but I'm not doing any cheese, no cheese at all. So I am doing eggs. Okay, let me back in. Sorry, y'all. I am trying to manage this live feed on another platform, and it's not letting me be great right now. Okay. I'm going to, I missed that. Ew. What in the entire devil? Why do people just do crazy stuff? See, now you got to be blocked. Like, why is this a thing? This is why I don't do stuff. This is exactly why I don't do most of this stuff because people be doing too much. Does that make sense? It should. Okay. Very good. All right. So back to, and I'm just going to probably do this on my regular platforms because I don't have time to deal with crazy people. So I do eggs, but I don't do milk and I don't do cheese. I don't do cream. I don't do regular coffee cream. I do almond cream now in my coffee or black. I don't mind drinking black coffee. I do I don't do bread of any kind. I don't do beans, anything that's considered a legume, except I'll do green beans, but I don't like peas. You can have peas. I don't like peas. What else am I not having? I went to make some gravy today, and I make a vegan gravy using a beef, the bouillon cubes or the bouillon powder that has monosodium glutamate in it. So I couldn't use that. So I had to make a different choice, and I just didn't have gravy for the meat I was gonna eat. Right? I eat potatoes and sweet potatoes, which when I was doing a higher fat, lower carb diet, I wouldn't even go near a potato. Now I will have a potato because it is a whole food, right? It grows in the ground and it's whole. Any fruit is admissible, so I can have any fruit I want. The other thing that I think is very important when you're thinking about any type of food, for me, maybe this not for everybody, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get back to my Instagram. I can't figure it out for this to save. I don't want to change. Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, they out tonight. They out tonight. People. They are out tonight. Okay. Um, the one thing that I think is important, and I was sharing this with my weight loss group. food, right? You got to understand how food works. So in order to understand how food works, you have to know how much is considered a serving size. Most of us don't eat serving sizes. We just eat food. We eat food, and that's it. We just eat food, and that's it. You got to measure. I have, oh God, hold on for 1 second, y'all. Let me see if I can't, for the life of me, figure out how to fix this. And if I do something different, I know it's gonna mess up because I already know. Very good. She's live now. Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. Okay. Maybe it'll let me be great. I can't promise you, but we'll see. You got to get a food scale. One of the things that I invested in years and years ago, this is not even new right now. It was years ago, is I bought a food scale just from Walmart, regular old food scale. It does grams, it does ounces, it does fluid ounces. And so that helps me be able to manage what I'm eating. The second thing that I do that I think, the second thing that I do that I believe is very important is I weigh my food. I track my calories, right? I went through my body recomposition scale to figure out what my calorie intake for the day should be. My calorie intake for the day is 1,504 calories. Now, if I do what's called a caloric deficit, I can take away some of those calories, like 200 to 300 calories. So I could easily do 1,200 calories, or I could do 1,300 calories doing whole foods and still get what I need, but I'm in a caloric deficit that will help me be able to lose 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds a week. So that's what my goal is for the next 30 days. Yesterday, which was March 23rd, was actually day 1 of Whole30 for me. So on day 0, I actually weighed. I weighed first thing in the morning. So I got up to weigh, and I weighed in at 188.6. That was on Saturday, day 0. 188.6. Now you need to track. I'm going to track for the next 30 days. I gained back 27 pounds from 161. But in my opinion, 161 was too small. So I know people say, oh my God, you gained 27 pounds. Yes, I did. But 161 was just too small. I looked like I didn't feel well. I felt great, but I looked like I didn't feel well. I felt like my body was in proportionate to my head, if that makes sense. I was very thin, and I wasn't used to seeing myself thin because I had been heavy for the last 30 years. So it's a whole mind shift. We talked about Romans 12, 1 and 2 last night in the other video, where you have to change your mind about how you look. So I'm managing how I look with what my body feels like, and I want to make sure that I maintain everything that I'm doing. So day 0, I weighed 188.6. Yesterday, I weighed again just to make sure on day 1, and I was 186.6. So I was down 2 pounds from day 0 to day number 1. Now, a lot of that, again, inflammation. So what did I give up? I gave up all dairy. I don't have any cheese, Parmesan, nothing. I gave up cream. I gave up bread. I love a good sandwich. I gave up all bread. No sweets, no sugar, no hidden sugars, no even sugar substitutes, aspartame, stevia, monk fruits, none of that. And today I am having some symptoms of giving up those types of things. You guys like the video, share. Maybe it'll be helpful to somebody else. That just helps us get out into the algorithm. We appreciate that. Then I weighed again this morning, And my body, I weighed again this morning and I was 186.1. So I was down 0.5 pounds from yesterday. So something, I think I'm just really getting rid of, I'm really getting rid of some of the inflammation. It's the very beginning, right? Everything in the very beginning is like, it moves very quickly. I don't know how your body will be. My body is what my body is, and that's just where I am at the moment. And so I'm going to keep working this plan. Now, I'm not going to wait again until April 25th. I will weigh again April 25th, which will be 32 days, right? I have some things coming up then that I'm going to be off of that. And I may just decide, depending on the results that I have, that I like what I'm doing. I haven't missed the creamer. I use an almond creamer. I haven't missed the cheese. I'm okay without it. I haven't missed bread. I haven't had bread before. You know, when I was doing keto, I didn't eat bread. So it was fine. So it's not like I'm missing a ton of stuff. I am okay with getting rid of the things I've gotten rid of thus far. Now, another thing that I went ahead and done Saturday to be ready for the next 30 days. Hey, Miss Sue, is I went ahead and meal prepped some things. So in order for you to be successful on an elimination diet, you have to have food prepared at home. Does that make sense? You have to have either food prepared at home that you're going to take with you somewhere else, or you don't go out to other places to consume food. I can still go out, but I'm just not going to eat anywhere. I don't know what they put in there. I don't know their ingredients. I did a salad yesterday. I had to go to a meeting at church, and I did a salad. I had the beef, I had the chicken, and I had lettuce and guacamole. There was another sauce. It's called island sauce. And I asked, do you think they put sugar in this? And somebody said, I think they do. So I didn't have that. And I don't like guacamole, but I just put it on there just to have something, because guacamole is a thing. You can have a thing. So I did a big batch this week at the grocery store. White russet potatoes were on sale and sweet potatoes were on sale. So I went ahead, my kids and we went ahead and diced up all of the sweet potatoes and all of the white potatoes, and we put them on a sheet pan. You can use coconut oil, you can use ghee, use butter. You can't use bacon grease, and I'm a bacon grease girl because I was doing keto. You can use lard, you can use avocado oil, but some of your oils, you can use coconut oil, you can use extra virgin olive oil, but you have to make sure that you're reading the labels. So I went ahead and got some lard, and then I got some coconut spray oil. And so we put all of those into the oven to roast so that we would have them already done. The first day, which was day 0, I got some beef flank steak. Was it beef flank steak? Was it beef chuck steak? Something. And I put all that steak in the Instant Pot with a little bit of white grape peach juice, because you can have 100% juice to use in recipes. And I put that in the Instant Pot on the meat setting for about 25 to 35 minutes, and it was fall off the bone. It was fall off the bone tender, right? And so we use that to make potato bowls. We had broccoli, we had potatoes, and we had the meat. And then I made a sauce, because you can have dates, you can have cranberry, you can have dried fruit, as long as it's just dried fruit. No, nothing extra. So I had dates, and I had, what was the other thing? Primal Kitchen's chipotle lime mayonnaise, and I mixed that up in the food processor, and I made like a little bit of a crema to go on top of that bowl. We pretty much finished that off because there's 3 of us in here eating. The next day, which was yesterday, day 1, I did pork blade steak. And then again, we did potatoes, because that's what we had in the house. So you have to be able to go through. I actually went through all the snacks and got rid of stuff that is not Whole30 compliant. I do keep my phone with me, and I'll type in Whole30 compliant, and then make sure that I'm getting the ingredients that I can use. I also am proficient in the kitchen. I know my way around a kitchen. So I'm not struggling to figure out what to make. Yesterday, I took the blade steak again, put it in the Instant Pot because I wanted it to be nice and tender. And I got big bunches of like butter crunch lettuce, and we made lettuce wraps. So I did the meat, I sauteed spinach, I sauteed mushrooms. I just went ahead and did a whole big batch of that so we have it for a couple of days. And then when the meat was done in the Instant Pot, I put it in some lard in a fry pan, just got a little bit of color on it, and then I put it between the lettuce. I made a sauce using blueberries, strawberries, a little bit of the peach juice, 5 dates to give it a little bit of sweetness, and I just let it do what it was going to do, and then I put that over the lettuce wrap, and it was very good. Also, you can't have hummus, so I made a cashew cream dip. Cashews, I soaked them, cashews, garlic, lemon juice, salt, garlic powder. Put all that stuff in food processor, adjust it for taste. I added in a lot of fresh garlic, so it made it a little bit more spicy, which is how I like it. And I have that with cucumbers, because you can have all veggies, you can have all fruit. So I have apples, I have oranges, I have almond butter, because I can have almond butter, not peanut butter. So that's in, I can have a teaspoon of that. So again, it's counting my calories and making sure that I'm getting the right things in my body so that I can still function, because I have to go to work, so I can still function, and so that I can still work out. Even though I'm doing an elimination diet, I don't want to not work out. So I have to make sure I have enough protein, 150 grams of protein per day, in order to be able to maintain my build muscle, lose weight goals. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm doing 6 bottles of water. This is my 6th bottle of water for the day. And starting April 1st, I'm going to try to add in a 7th or an 8th bottle. I'm just going to increase by 1 because I'm already getting in over 100 ounces. I'm not quite at a gallon, but I'm going to try to increase to that. The only issue is I have to go regular, it makes you just have to go to the restroom, and I'm, working all day. So that is a little inconvenient. Couple of things that I noticed just from the last couple of days. It's only really been 2 days, and these are things that I noticed. The first thing is today I was very tired. I was extremely tired, and I have not been this tired in a long time. And what I believe is happening is my body is coming off of the sugar. And it's not like I eat a lot of sugar, but it's, sister, will you bring me those 2 fruit things in there? In the pantry. And it's not like I eat a lot of sugar, but it's sugar in food, like bread. When my son makes bread, he has to either use honey or he uses sugar to help activate the yeast. So it's not like I'm eating loads and loads of sugar. I don't think I've eaten white sugar in a long time. I just do sugar substitute, but there are natural foods that have sugar in them. And so, of course, just detoxing from not having any of those foods, I have felt extremely tired today. My body has I've been just barely making it. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to feel this way. You might not feel this way, but that's how I feel. I honestly think it's just going to take a few days for my body to acclimate, because I don't feel bad in my body. I feel very good. However, I know what I was used to eating, but I don't have cravings, if that makes any sense. And I'm not hungry all the time either. I don't have to eat. I try to eat breakfast. I try to do 2 eggs and maybe a little bit of potatoes, because that's usually what's prepped ahead. But I'm very rarely ever able to eat the breakfast. I might eat one little bite or two, and then I'm just really not feeling it. I've not even drank a full cup of coffee, and I'm a coffee girl. I'll drink a few sips and then I'm kind of good. I'm drinking my water. When I increase my water to the 6 bottles, because I've been doing 6 bottles a day now for probably about 6 months, I just have enough room to get the water in. I really don't have enough room to get anything else in. And I'm so conscious about trying to get my water in because I'm tracking in my, and I use an app called Carb Manager. You can, in that, I use the free version. I don't pay for it. There's another app called Lose It. If you're doing more like the Weight Watcher type, that's a free app. And I have a smartwatch, and there's an app connected to my smartwatch. And then if you have a smartphone, you should be able to have like a health app in your smartphone where you can actually do your tracking. So you don't have to go out and purchase anything addition. You probably already have something at your disposal that you can use right now. And before long, I'm sure every platform is going to have some way to track all the things. But I think the thing that's important to mention here is we have to get very real with ourselves. Does that make sense? Because even at our age, we can lie to ourselves and say, I'm not eating as much as I gotta be, something's gotta be wrong with the scale. No, something's wrong with you because you're eating what you normally eat, which is 2 to 3 times a serving size. Start weighing your food. When I look at 2 ounces of potatoes, I'm like, oh my God, what is this? That is not enough to sustain anybody, but it is the serving size. And so I've had to train my brain to get the scale out every time. I've had to train my brain to get out the utensils. I have multiple sets of measuring spoons and measuring cups because I'm always measuring something, and I'm trying to teach my children to measure. How do you make meals and then measure out everything enough to track? My children are old enough now that they cook really their own meals, but I try to measure out ingredients and then make a meal, if that makes sense, because I want to make sure that I'm tracking everything. Things like lettuce, I don't track those types of things. I do. I track broccoli. I track cabbage, but I don't track lettuce. Like those two lettuce leaves, it's like romaine. It wasn't romaine, but it was like a butter crunch. I don't track that, but I do track cabbage, kale, collards, all that. I was going to pick up some canned collards just to have them at home, but I read the labels and there was sugar. I left them on the shelf. Now, again, it's slowly changing from old habits to new habits. I'm not saying bad habits to good habits because it's just habits. You get to determine for yourself what's good for you and what's not good for you. Somebody on here, I was asking a friend who actually introduced me to Whole30 if she wanted to do a round of Whole30 with me in April. And she was like, that I'm dairy. I don't know if I can give up dairy because that's how I'm getting my protein in, because she's doing high protein now. And I understood that. So she made up in her mind a decision. Hey, I'm not going to change what I'm doing just to help you, but I'll still encourage you. So one of the things that I think is very important is to get some accountability, get you some buddies, get some people who want to do the same thing that you do. I have a text group. There are 11 of us in the group. And because 11 of us are in the group, we are texting recipes. We're texting our workouts. I have one lady, she does hot yoga. She does sauna workouts. I'm already hot enough. No, ma'am. I have some other ladies, they love to do stretch videos. I don't stretch. I'm not doing all of that. I mean, I'm not. Give me a weight. Give me some weights. Let me do that. I strength train. And I do 45 minutes on the mini stepper. Most people wouldn't even dare do 45 minutes on the mini stepper. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me, and I appreciate it. I have another friend, she does the elliptical, and every day we're texting back and forward to each other, whoever wants to be involved, what we're doing so that we keep doing it. So get you some accountability partners, because that's going to be important when you're having those stalls and not figuring out why nothing is moving. And you know, when you want to talk things out. I know somebody was talking about supplements. I do take supplements. I take digestion help because I've always had issues with digestion, but I think it leads back to the dairy, which somebody asked about, because everybody, all of my children are lactose intolerant. All of them. My mother was. So I've got to be somewhere in there. So what I do is now I take supplements to help in digestion. It's just how my body works. You got to know how your body works. I also have been in full contact with my doctor. My other doctor, I would have to send her my food logs, and I got a nutritionist. Depending on what health insurance you have, you may be able to qualify to see a nutritionist. I can see my nutritionist as many times as I want, free of charge, because it's a part of my health insurance. So go back and look and see if that's a part of what you can have access to. And we sit down and we come up with a plan. She helps me. The nutritionist I use, her specialization is women who have hormonal imbalance, maybe PCOS. I don't have that, but maybe PCOS, or who are in perimenopause or menopause. So I see a nutritionist specifically because of those things. And she meets with me virtually. I don't have to leave my house to go see her. She meets virtually and we just chat, we talk. She gives me ideas. I tell her what I'm eating, what my goals are, and we put all those things into place. So I noticed today that I was feeling really probably lethargic. Would be my best way to describe it. And I don't generally feel like that. And I was like, Lord, what is going on? And I believe, again, it's that detox of the sugar. I feel better now, but I did go to the gym. I noticed in the gym, because I go to the gym every day. I've been working out since August 1st. I think I have maybe missed 10 days, 10, 12 days since August 1st. What I noticed today was I couldn't lift as heavy as I generally lift. I was doing chest press with 15s. I can do chest press with 20s, but I typically do 15s. But my 15 seemed extremely heavy. I was like, Lord, this is way. And I almost quit on the workout. I kept going, but I was like, can this be over anytime soon? I got through my 41 minutes, but it was a tough workout for me today. And that's not typical because I've worked this body enough that 15s for chest press is nothing. I mean, I was doing 25s for rows. I did 40s for glute bridges, which is a increase for me. So I just noticed in different areas that my body just was not the old Shakema. But I think you got to go through the process to get away from the old you to get to the new you. And I'm interested in seeing what this body looks like in 30 days. Now, most people would say, well, are you doing this just to lose weight? Yes, I am. Yes, that's my goal is to lose weight and build muscle. So in that, I have two things fighting each other. Muscle weighs more than fat, but I'm trying to get rid of the fat. So that's why I got the body composition scale. I got the body composition scale to be able to see everything about my body. What is my body weight without fat? What is my visceral fat? What is my metabolic age? So I'm 49. My metabolic age is 55. So I'm a little bit older according to my body structure than my actual age. And I'm interested in seeing, as I lose weight, will my metabolic age catch up to where I am currently or fall back at least? Because it says I'm about 6 years older. I don't want to age quicker. I want to age at the same time. So all of that for me has to be tracked, timed, mapped out, weighed, measured, all that. So what am I doing moving forward? My goal for weight loss is to lose 36 pounds. It was 38 pounds. I think 150. Now follow this now. 150 pounds is my weight goal. Remember, I said at 161 pounds, I thought I looked sick. I didn't look like I felt good. But I wasn't strength training then either. So I think 150 pounds of muscle will look much different than 161 pounds of just body without doing anything to it. And that was in May of last year. I started strength training in August. So June, July, August. So 3 more months, I started strength training. I've gained muscle. I've lost some inches, but I still have some body fat that I need to get rid of. I am categorized according to my body scale and according to all the BMI, stuff like that, as obese. My height, at my weight, I am obese. I need to lose 2 to 3 pounds to be in the overweight category instead of obese. So about 2 to 3 pounds would put me back in overweight. My normal range is between 125 and 150. Somewhere in there would be about normal for my height. And probably at 150, I would still be considered overweight for my height. But 150 to me is doable now that I'm working out and building the muscle. So I work out 5 days a week at the gym. I go to the gym 5 days a week and I strength train 4 of those 5, if not 5 of those days. I try to strength train 5 days. I may not push heavy on one day, but every day I strength train. I try. 2 days a week, I do the mini stepper, and the mini stepper it's very slight movements. It's not moving a ton, but I'm getting steps in. So for those of us, myself included, who struggle with getting your steps in, perhaps the mini stepper is an investment you want to make. It did not cost me a ton. I think it was 40-ish bucks, right? Can I not invest that much money into my health? I think that as women, that's something we have to begin to ask ourselves. Can I invest this much in my health? And if the answer is yes, then do it, right? Do it when you can. If not, the only thing you need to do is just walk. The weather's nice. It is pollen season, so kind of be mindful, but go out and walk. If you don't want to walk outside, I was at Walmart yesterday getting a few things. I did 1,000 steps just in the few minutes I was in Walmart. So if I had a few extra 20 minutes, I could have walked around for 20 more minutes and got 2,000 more steps in and just 3,000 steps in 30 minutes in the Walmart. We're going to do that. So when you're walking and doing your thing, how about just instead of leisurely walking, just kind of pick up the pace a little bit, right? You want to get your heart rate up. You want to burn 3,500 calories a week is 1 pound of weight of fat, 1 pound of fat. So every day I'm thinking, how much can I burn? I actually went backwards today in my food log. My food log counts exercise, activities, and steps. So every so many steps, it gives me back calories. Now, I don't eat back my calories. I don't actually like that feature at all because I want to see where I am in real time. I did a 40 minute, I counted 40 minute strength training. I think I got like 345 calories for that. And then I walked. I'm at 5,000 steps. I didn't get 10,000 in today because my body was not feeling it. And so I got some calories back for that. And so again, just begin to make slow adjustments for your body, right? Figure out what's good for you and do those types of things. And if you do that, you're going to find over time that your body is going to begin to line up. I wore a dress yesterday. So if anybody caught my pics or my post yesterday, I put on a dress And typically I would wear a slimmy thing. I said, you know what? I'm not today. Today is not my moment. I didn't even wear a slip. I wore a slip, but I didn't wear that shapewear thing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Shapewear. And the dress was still too big. It's a size medium. And in the round part, it's too big, right? So I know my body is changing, even though the scale is not cooperating with me. My body's still changing. Now, here's what I am. I'm an apple shape, which means I carry most of my weight around my tummy area. I have what's called an apron belly, and I have to manage that. I have to manage that with my clothing, but I have to more than not manage that in my food choices, and I have to manage that in my exercise. There are certain things that I just do not eat and certain things I don't consume because I don't want to have, if I'm going to gain weight, that's where it's coming. And then it's going to be in my back. So all of that middle section around is just it's team way too much, right? And so what I try to do is not put any more stress and pressure on my body than I have to. So I'm dealing with the belly apron. That's one of the things that I'm working towards. And then I'm always working towards making, muscle. Do you see that muscle that came up when I just flexed a little bit? That's a real muscle in there, y'all, that wasn't there before. Let's see if you can see this one any better. I still have some of this, but it's not as much as it was. I mean, it's in there. It just takes a little bit for you to, it's coming, right? It's that definition, it's coming. And so I keep working it every single day. But I'm doing this for me. Define your why. Why are you doing it? This is for me. This is not for anybody else other than myself. And I am thankful that the Lord gave me the wherewithal and the resources and the finances to be able to join the gym. If you don't have a gym membership, it's no problem. You can go to any, streaming, and they have videos. You can watch a video. I watch a video every day. I don't come up with my own workouts. I watch a video that's shared in the group. And that's what I do every day. Whoever starts it first, they just share it out to the group. And I'm like, wow, okay, very good. What's she doing to us today? But I've committed to these everyday things. So what are you going to do if you're joining Whole30? You're going to take stock of your pantries. You still have until April 1st, which is a few more days, 7 days, 1 week, right? You want to take a stock of your pantry, figure out what's in there that is Whole30 compliant or not. Now, if you just doing it for 30 days and you want to keep your stuff, keep it. It's fine. I find it's better if I throw stuff out. I was going through, there were some things that just needed to go. Some things I paid good money for, and I'm not going to get rid of them. Good to see you. Have a good day now. I'm going to keep going to the gym. So every day is a gym day. I'm going to increase my water. I'm going to measure my food. I'm going to make sure that I'm tracking. So when did I start? What was my weight? How am I doing? Am I gaining? Am I losing? All of that. My app that I have an app that goes with my scale, and it tracks all of that for me. And I purchased that scale. Again, that was another me purchase. Very simple. Didn't cost me a ton. And I actually did a giveaway on one of my platforms. No, I did a giveaway in my group. And I gave away one scale and one stepper. So the ladies got to pick what they wanted. One wanted a scale, one wanted a stepper. And it all worked out. It tells me how much water I have in my body. For the very first time since I've been doing the water, when I go to get blood work, they typically have to go in my hand because I'm never hydrated enough. This last time I went to get blood work, they could actually draw it out of my arm, and I was hydrated enough. Didn't have to stick me but one time. No worries, ma'am. Just catch the replay as best you can. Couple of snacks that I like. These are, well, I can't really show it, but apple chips. I like apple chips. Nothing's in it. Now I'm looking at the ingredients. It's apples and cinnamon. That's it. Apples and cinnamon. And then I found this. It's organic pineapple, and they're dried, or they're just dried fruit. I had organic mango. My kids ate it. I didn't even get a slice at all. So Things I like to keep on hand, I can have unsweetened applesauce. I did have unsweetened applesauce today. I have a ton of broccoli, and I'm not really fussy about food. I just eat the same things. It doesn't bother me to eat the same things. If you need variety, come up with variety. Plan it out. Go ahead and do your shopping ahead. If you can't afford fresh, get frozen. If you can't afford to do 2 meats this week, just do 1. Do chicken all week. Do a meatless Monday. Do a, Taco Tuesday minus the taco and the cheese. That'll be a little bit hard, but you could make a vegan cheese sauce that would not have dairy in it. So I'm kind of pulling from the vegan a little bit. I'm kind of pulling from other things, but it's whole food and taking out some other stuff. So that's how I'm doing for the first couple of days. I did want to mention, because I've been posting, trying to remember to post, I've been posting some of my meals and I haven't felt the best. Actually, I only posted yesterday's meal to, I'm going to post that in a minute. I forgot to post it everywhere today, but it'll just show you a few things that I did in my kitchen. I had some crab meat that I used up in breakfast omelet. Just used it up, counted those 3 ounces of crab meat towards my protein goal for the day. So again, keep it very simple, keep it very easy. And if you have a family, everybody's doing the same thing. I don't cook different meals. When my kids were little, I didn't cook different meals. If I cook now, I don't cook different meals. If they want something different because they are older, they can cook their own. But that's what I'm doing. So we can manage menopause or perimenopause. This doesn't have to get us down, right? We don't have to be bound by our hormones and the imbalance of such. I can manage how I feel. I can manage what I put in my mouth. I can manage how I move my body, and it's going to be helpful for me. So I hope that that was helpful. I'm going to come back a couple times here and there, just let you know how we're doing, but I'm not going to wait until April 25th. That's my weigh day, and I'm just minding my business. I know what I was at this morning. It was 186.1, and that was down from 188.6. So I'm already down 2.5 pounds. And that's just in the first 2 days, 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So in the first 3 days, I'm down 2.5 pounds. I watch every single thing. Now, the last thing I'm going to say before I chime off here is this so restrictive? It can be if you want it to be. I just don't think of that. I don't think that I'm keeping myself from doing anything. I think that I am adding years to my life. And I have been destructive in my eating and choices before. And I'm taking my life in hand and just making the best decisions that I can make for my life now. That's all that I think I'm doing. Again, some people get triggered by food. You have to manage that. But I'm not going to allow how I feel or the food choices or what other people are doing and saying control what I'm doing for me, if that makes any sense. Alrighty, you guys, there it is. I'm going to go. I still have 5 minutes to do on my mini stepper tonight because I need to get a few steps in, and I need to do my 45 minutes for my 45 medium challenge, which I haven't done, and I got to get some reading done because that's on the list as well. I'm actually going to be starting 45 medium over on April 1st, just so I can match. I like to count all my days. And when I start in the middle of a month, I get confused. So I'm just going to start over. And this is a year of me. This is a year of taking care of Shakema. I hope that makes sense. I hope you've been blessed. I hope that you make some decisions. Y'all chime in and let me know what you're planning on doing. Like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on. Do all those things. I appreciate you taking time to hang out with me. I'm praying for you. You guys pray for me. We're going to all do this thing, and we're going to be our best selves for our family, for our spheres of influence, and for ourselves. I love you guys. Join me back here in a few days for an update or what else we have going on. You all have the best evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. Bye, everybody.